Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be showing my whole Queen collection. Now I love Queen, they're in my top 3 favourite bands of all time. And one of the first bands that I really got into that I truly loved. So I'm going to be showing all my CDs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10 CDs here. Well, technically I've got 12 CDs because one of them's actually a triple CD, a triple album. I've got 1 cassette tape and 3 DVDs. So yeah, let's get started. We'll do the CDs first. So yeah, it's not a complete collection, unfortunately. I've got 7 studio albums, 1 live album, 1 compilation. So the first one I've got here, this is the self-titled debut album. Fantastic album, really strong debut. It's very heavy actually. It's very different to a lot of their hits that would come after this. It's actually very sort of Black Sabbath sounding. It's almost a heavy metal album. Heavy metal's not usually my thing, but with Queen I think it just works. See, I'm not a fan of heavy metal, but I really do like it when my favourite bands do heavy music, if that makes sense. Next one I have is Sheer Heart Attack. Another brilliant album. I love Brighton Rock. That's probably my favourite song on this album. You've also got Killer Queen on here as well. Yeah, in my opinion, Queen never made a bad album. Even Hot Space, I know a lot of people hate that album. I don't have that one in my collection, but I love the album. I think it's got some really catchy gems on it. And next one, Night of the Opera, considered one of their best, and this was probably my favourite Queen album. You've got Bohemian Rhapsody on here, of course, classic. I don't care how overplayed it is, it's still a masterpiece and will always remain a masterpiece. But there's other gems on here. Death on Two Legs, I think might be my favourite song on here. Love of My Life, such a beautiful ballad. Yeah, just not a bad song on here. But I could say that with every Queen album, really. I just can't really say anything bad about any of them. They're like the Beatles, in my opinion. They just never had a bad album. Next one, another one of my favourites, A Kind of Magic. I know a lot of people don't really regard this one as highly as some of the earlier ones, but I love this one actually. This was the first Queen album that I heard. I had this on cassette. I don't have the cassette anymore, but this was one of the first Queen albums I heard, and I love it. You've got One Vision on here. One Vision is a great song. A Kind of Magic, 1 Year of Love, Princes of the Universe, Don't Lose Your Head. I think it's a great album. I know a lot of the 80s albums are not really as highly regarded as the 70s one, but I think they're brilliant. And I've got this is the only Queen. Oh shit, dropped my phone. Sorry. This is the only Queen live album I have. It's Live Magic. Yeah, one of my favourite. I'm not usually a fan of live albums, but I do like this one a lot. I love it. This is one of the ones I had on cassette before I got it on CD. And yeah, this is it's basically a shortened version of the Live at Wembley Stadium concert film that they made back in 1986. So yeah, it's got 15 tracks on it, but originally this was released as a double album, which was the Live at Wembley soundtrack. But yeah, very good live album. And next one I have, this is The Miracle. Again, this is another one of along with The Kind of Magic, this was one of the first Queen albums I heard, and I loved it. I mean, yeah, not a big fan of the artwork though. I mean, that does look a bit, that looks a bit hypnotic, don't you think? But some great songs: Party, Khashoggi Ship, Invisible Man, which a lot of people don't like. I think it's a pretty cool song. Miracle, I Want It All. Yeah, great album. And next one I've got Innuendo. Technically the last studio album by Queen, but it wasn't their last album, but it was the last album they did when Freddie was alive. So quite sad. So Freddie was actually, he was very ill when they recorded this album, but you know, he was on fire. Like, considering he was very ill at the time, he sings really well. Got Innuendo, title track, brilliant. I'm Going Slightly Mad, Headlong. I think my favourite on here is These Are the Days of Our Lives, the last song that Freddie recorded just a few months before he took a retirement after recording that song, because, you know, he was getting weaker, and so he went to go and live his last months of his life at his home. So yeah, he died a few months after, after recording that song. It's really sad, especially the promo, the music video. Yeah, he looked really ill in the video, and I can barely watch that music video because it breaks my heart to see him looking so ill. But yeah, very great. It's a very good album. And last studio album I have, this is Made in Heaven. So this was Queen's last studio album. This was released posthumously. This came out in 1995. So this came out 4 years after Freddie passed. It's basically stuff that Freddie recorded before he passed, but it's stuff that he never got to release. So it's basically stuff that he left behind that the surviving members of Queen put together. A lot of people don't really like this album, but I really like it. It's not really a rock album. It's actually it's more of a pop album. But you know, it's some really beautiful songs on here. It's a Beautiful Day, I think it's a nice song. Heaven for Everyone, I love. Too Much Love Will Kill You. Let Me Live. Yeah, I love it. The last CD, this is Queen, the Platinum Collection, which has all three volumes of their greatest hits. I only picked this one up a few days ago, actually. And, you know, because I do plan on completing the albums eventually. I want to get all of them. But of course, most of these songs are on the albums anyway, but I got this one because you actually do get some songs that are not available on the studio albums. And you also get some single edits on here, because sometimes some of their single versions are different from the versions that appear on the albums. So yeah, it's very good to have, especially if you're a huge Queen fan like me. So it comes in the cardboard slipcase, and I'll show you and then you've got the covers of the 3 albums that are in there. So yeah, it's a very nice collection. This is one I'd recommend getting if you're just a casual Queen fan and you don't want to buy the studio albums. Then this will probably be the one to have. And I've got one cassette tape. This is Queen's Greatest Hits. And yeah, it's actually a homemade copy. Yeah, it's on a TDK cassette, and the cover was actually there's actually this website online where you can actually make inlay cards for cassettes. So yeah, I actually made this online. Yeah, it's a cool website. I've got 3 DVDs here. I've got the got the Live at Wembley Stadium concert, and it's a 2 DVD set. It's got the 12th of July 1986 performance, and also the 11th of July performance as well. So yeah, very cool. And I've also got the Hungarian Rhapsody, the live in Budapest. And this also comes with 2 CDs as well. So it's got 1 DVD, and it also comes with 2 CDs, which feature the live performances. So yeah, very good. Unfortunately, the case is a bit damaged because it's cardboard. And last but not least, I have the Bohemian Rhapsody film. And yeah, this is just a brilliant film. Probably my favourite biopic. I saw this in cinemas when it came out, and you know, I'm not one of these Queen fans who discovered Queen through this movie. I was a Queen fan before this film. I became a Queen fan in 2011. So yeah, I was a Queen fan 7 years before this film was made. So yeah, I was really hyped up about this, and Rami Malek was brilliant. He played Freddie Mercury brilliantly. Yeah, and on the bonus, and on the bonus material, it actually includes the full Live Aid performance. So yeah, fantastic. So yeah, that was my whole Queen collection. I hope you enjoyed that video, and give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.